Hello everyone, welcome to the Jerome Bee Farm Homestead. It's March 10th, 2018, and it's about 65 degrees, overcast, and the bees are really active today. Let's kind of walk down by here. So today what we need to do is go through all these hives, and we need to start rotating the bottom and the top supers. So what I'm talking about is, this is the bottom and that's the top. By this time of year, in the spring, late winter, early spring, the bees work their way all the way up into here. And they've eaten most of the honey out of here. The queen will be laying up in the top, and this bottom will basically not have anything in it but empty comb. So because the bees naturally work their way up, you want to put the top on the bottom and the bottom on the top. That way they'll have room to fill with honey and the queen can work her way up. Right now they're all up in the top, and if she tries to go up, she can't. If they tried to build honey up, they can't. And they feel like the hive is full, there's no room to expand, and they will have more tendency to swarm when they're like that. So you want them to fill up, you want to rotate them, they'll fill the top box with honey, and then have your honey super added on top of that when the honey flow really starts heavy, and they'll fill which would be a third box up here, the honey super, and that's where you'll harvest your honey from. So you don't want to harvest any honey out of these two boxes, because that's for the bees to live off of. So with that, I'm going to get started. Go down on this end. So those single deeps, you don't have to worry about that with them, but what you would do on those is add a box to it with, fresh empty frames. So I'm going to get started on that right now. Okay, I'm going to start here on hive number 2. If you notice, the bees are using this top entrance, which tells me they're all up in here. So I'm going to smoke the hive down real good. It's getting to be a little bit late in the evening. The sun is probably about 30 minutes from setting, so it's really not the ideal time to do this, because most of the bees are inside now, not out foraging. We do have hen bit starting to bloom, and also I see a few dandelions around. So there's a little bit for them to eat. Well, the wind's out of the north, so all the airplanes are flying right over us right now. So let me show you what I'm seeing here. This is on top of the sugar feeder. So all the bees are clustered right up in there. So let me get that off. So I'm going to smoke that pretty good right now. Not sure how these bees are going to behave. Trying to get them out of back down there on the frames. These bees may be about to starve. No, I see sugar in there now. They don't like that for sure. So you can see I put a piece of newspaper down and just poured some sugar on there to give them some extra food. So I want to feel what this top box feels like as far as weight. It's got some pretty good weight to it, so there's probably some honey in there still. Start on this left-hand side. See what we find. I really should put new boxes on these too, and then clean all the propolis out. This makes it a lot easier to get these frames in and out when there's not a bunch of propolis on them. So they got some honey right here. See right there? So they're not totally starved out. Oops, I smashed a bee. So there's pollen and honey right here. So you got pollen in here and honey right there. Get this off of there. That's where part of the frame next to it broke off. This frame here is total pollen. There's one spot that's not, and I'm looking for eggs there. I don't see any. So that frame is 100% pollen. On that side anyway. This side's not. So here's brood. So we got a lot of capped brood on this one. Same thing on this side. You can see kind of a rainbow pattern there. I say rainbow. See the rainbow there? Means that's where the queen laid first, and these have all hatched out. That or she's laid there last, I'm not sure which. Usually they start in the center and they work their way up. They seem to have calmed down pretty well. So here's a lot of capped brood, and there's a uncapped larva right in here. Just kind of looking for the queen. So this is a pretty strong hive right now. I'm only going to go one more because of the sugar. Then I want to go down in the bottom box and look and see what we find. I suspect it's mainly empty. It's a total brood frame. So this queen's laying really good right now. Probably when I put that artificial pollen out is when she laid all this up. So there'll be a lot of bees ready for when the big nectar flow hits. So I'm going to close this up. And pull this box off and go down into the bottom. Squished one. Went too fast. Now they're mad. So what I'm going to do, I need to get this sugar off of here somehow. I guess just like that. I don't have my hive stand with me, so I'm gonna use this telescoping lid to set this on. Okay, there's quite a few bees in there still. Let's start on the right this time. So what you don't want to do is split up the brood chamber. If we find a lot of brood in here, we may not want to flip it. But wait and see what we find. I'm expecting it to be just mostly empty. There's some honey and some hive beetles. There's honey, honey. So they had some stores down low. This feels light. Wait, there's nothing in it. Completely empty. A little bit of honey right there. Empty. Empty. This is all empty too. A little bit of drone comb there. Empty. So normally I've seen all I need to see and I would go ahead and flip them. But for demonstration purposes, I'll go ahead and go on through the rest of it. I expect they'll all be empty. So I can tell as soon as I grab it by the weight that it's empty. So there's a few little, looks like sugar crystals in this. So anybody has any idea what that might be? I think that's what it is. Just white crystals. Probably sugar that fell down from that top. It's weird that it got into those cells. Maybe they stored it like that. This is empty, no weight whatsoever. I don't expect to find the queen up here. Some more of those white crystals. Okay. I don't expect to find anything else out here, so I'm going to slide these over and flip these boxes. And I'm going to set it right over here. On this shim. So you can kind of see what I'm doing there. So there's the top box is sitting back there behind me there on that telescoping lid, and I'm going to set this bottom deep right here on this shim. Normally I have a high stand. I didn't bring it with me. It's over in the barn. It's getting dark, so I'm in a hurry, so I'm just going to use what I got. Okay, this is pretty lightweight, which I'd expect it to be. See, this one doesn't have the drawer. It doesn't look too dirty down in there. Go ahead and pop it off. This is a slatted rack right here. So I'll kind of clean it up a little bit. Now let's just do it like this. There's a lot of sugar down in there. Okay, we'll get the top board, or the top box. This one's heavy. Ah. So I'm going to pull these beetle traps. I'm going to put them up top. That's full of sugar. They need some new oil in them. Okay, I'm going to smoke these down, then I'm going to put this other on there. Notice I've always kept the front to the front. And we're going to go ahead and put this shim back on so I can put that sugar back. I don't know that they need it all that bad, but it's may as well have them eat it. Don't forget the beetle traps. There's no oil in them, so they're basically not doing any good anyways, but if I leave them out, they'll get lost. Kind of concerned seeing that many beetles. I mean, it's not a whole bunch, but there's a few. More than I would want to see this time of year. Ugh! I forgot the slatted rack. Moron. And the inner cover, probably we could take this off. Yeah. Okay, that's how you do it. Rotate the two supers. So you do this in late winter, early spring, right before the nectar flow. So, except you don't do that screw up part where you leave the slatted rack out. If you run slatted racks, I run them on most of my hives, but not all of them. So I have several more of these to do. Obviously, I'm not going to get to them tonight, but I'll try and get to them tomorrow if we still have a nice day and get them all done. So, and I'll get my notes down on the dates, and I'm going to switch to a different note-taking method this year because this Sharpie wears off after a while and you can't see it. So, someone said you could write in pencil on these, but I don't know about that. Tell me what you think. So, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.